Hey there guys, Nightmare 5015 coming at you with, you guessed it, my latest Nightmare revamp. Now, a couple things you'll notice right away. He has horns on the top of his head now, so that's there to just flesh him out a little more, and his feet are different now. See, instead of claws, I double stacked them in my typical weirdo way into the double stacked feet. Chains on his legs, different foot here. Different color, different shin piece, and actually his hips and body are a little more complicated now. You'll see he now has a little fold thing going on there. These scroll things hanging off there on ball joints, you see that there? They come off. Attached to this thing, which is attached to the Hordegan neck joint, which is attached to the original hip joint, which I have a bunch of chains attached to. Just for detail, besides, it's hidden behind his also new cape. So, you can't really see it that well, so that's good. Now, his hand, his arms stay mostly the same. Just with this, I finally changed it to a silver one. Like I said I would do ages ago, but I didn't. His other arm didn't change except for the fact that it's got this little silver thing up here. So that's just more fleshing out. And his sword, which kind of splits in half, as you can see there, because one half is supposed to be the hilt, the other is the sword itself. Now, it's actually much bigger than the original. Like, the other one came to about here, probably. This one is much larger, see? So I think it's more fitting. Now, another thing is the total height of this thing is actually a lot more than it used to be. Like, for size comparison, I'll put him next to Leorax, who I thought was pretty tall for a standard Toa model. And it looks like Nightmare just comes over him. So that's a new high for me, see? You know, as far as non-standard, non-Titan Toa models go, Nightmare is really, really tall. I actually have to use four books to get the camera up to level with this thing. So, I'm pretty proud of that. Speaking of Titans, I do have one who's Titan / Toa-ish. And just so anyone wants to see, so they know how to build this thing. Oh, one more thing about the arm. You got these pieces here with instead of the cord going into his back like it used to, it just stays on the arm there. Now, for those of you that really want to know how to build him, just remove the chest piece here so you can kind of take a look at it there. See? Got the hand piece, these little joints in between there. It might be a little tricky just looking at it, and the neck is attached to a ball joint, so keep that in mind. Put the chest piece on. It's a Hordegan thing with the foot attached to it, just to fill up some space. Works pretty well. Now if you want to see the back, he's got his cape over there. Move that over. This used to be where his sword plugged in. Now it looks like this, and this gray piece here plugs through the body and into where the neck ball joint is attached, so that works out pretty nicely. Other than that, he's the same. Still Nightmare. Still one guy you really don't want to mess with. Unless you're Leorax. I wonder who would win. Yeah, maybe I'll do that as my first fight battle. Oh, by the way, I might be holding contests. And as far as fight battles go, let me just say right now, if you pick Nightmare to fight in anyone, he's gonna win. Just because he's my favorite character, and I like him that much that I want him to win. But he and Leorax are probably going to end up at a stalemate if they fight, so, you know. Because Leorax is just too awesome. Oh, and just real quick, because I have him here, let me just tell you one thing I did to Leorax. I painted in the edges of his shield instead of leaving, like, with stripes on him, so I just filled that in there. Move him to the side again. Nightmare. Yeah. All the coolness. All the devilishness. Yep, and he's really, really tall. His posability. Let me see if I can get him in a slightly better pose with his sword in the right direction. The problem with this is that I have to take this piece on and off to flip the sword around, which I won't be doing much anyway. I just did that for, posing purposes. But now that I'm done with that, let's see if I can make some nice looking little. Oh wow, his chains came off. That was not supposed to happen. But I guess I'll live with that for now. Put that back on there. Sorry about this. I'll leave it. Alrighty. I don't know, I think it's a little too demon-ish for Nightmare. I don't know, actually, that doesn't look bad. Alrighty, well, here we have it, Nightmare 5115, with my new revamp, signing out.